Growing up, I thought a lot was wrong with me. Come to figure out, I'm just trans, dude. What up? My name is Alex Vera. Welcome back to my freaking channel. You're watching this video because obviously my thumbnail appealed to you in some type of way. And you want to hear my coming out story, obviously. To all the people that are already subscribed to me, you're probably like, Alex, what the fuck? You haven't posted in 2 weeks, man. You said you're gonna post twice a week and you haven't been. I just want to apologize to y'all for that. I'm so sorry that I haven't posted in 14 days. That's a long time. So I wanted to make it up to you guys by posting what everyone's been wanting to hear, or what I think everyone would like to hear. My coming out story. Stories, plural with an S, because there's not only one, there's two. If you've known me for years, then you knew that before I came out as transgender, I came out as a lesbian because I used to identify as a female. Alright, let's just rewind 18 years. On May 6, 1999, a woman named Vera brought a unique, creative child into the universe. And that child's name was Alex Vera.
Wake up, Big Susie, wake up. Wake up, Big Susie, wake up. We've both been sound asleep. Wake up.
But the kid's name wasn't always Alex. It was something else that I'm not comfortable saying because I'm just not there yet. Maybe one day I will come out and say my birth name, but as of right now, I'm not comfortable. So let's just keep going on with the story. So I am the youngest of 5 siblings. I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters. I'm the baby, yo. So I was not an expected baby. My mom had me when she was in her mid-30s, which is pretty late. So at a young age, I liked to play with the little girl that lived next door, which happened to be my first kiss. Her name was Eileen. If you're watching this, Eileen, and you know who I am, hi, how have you been? Anyway, entering preschool, I was very shy and reserved. And you know, kids, like, we play around and shit. I always thought girls were cute. Always. That's all I remembered. I will never fucking forget this moment, guys. We were in the classroom and there's a kitchen in there, and you know the boys, there's the dads, obviously they're gonna take on that male role. Fuck gender roles though. I vividly remember that I was so close to saying, like, I want to be the dad, you know, but right away it clicked to me then and there when I saw the boys like, oh, I'll be the dad, and the girls were like, yeah, I'll be the mom. Right in that moment it clicked to me like, oh, okay, there's no point in me saying that because this is what's normal. And I saw it with my own 2 eyes right there. I was shook as fuck, like, bitch, what? What's wrong with me, yo? I thought I was not normal, honestly. Growing up, I thought a lot was wrong with me. Come to figure out, I'm just trans, dude, and there is nothing wrong with being trans. So like I said, at a young age I knew I was attracted to girls, and I always wanted to be a little boy because I felt like a boy. I would play Call of Duty with my brothers. I felt right, and it felt fun and more comfortable than playing with Barbies. When I would get asked for Christmas, yo, what do you want for Christmas? I'd be like, I want a remote control car. And they'd be like, don't you want a Barbie house? And I'd respond with, I didn't even know what to say, dude. I was like, bruh, I don't want no damn Barbie house. So at a very young age, I knew I was attracted to girls. I didn't know what transgender meant until I was in high school. I didn't know about hormones until I was in high school as well. So let's just go back to middle school, alright? In middle school, I started to experiment a little bit more. So my whole life, I've always been a tomboy. When I came out as a lesbian in middle school, even then, like, I was that butch, like, lesbian. When I reached high school is when I actually cut my hair off and all that good shit started happening, you know? But middle school, I became more familiar with the terms lesbian and bisexual. And people started to call themselves bisexual and stuff. In the back of my mind, I knew that I liked females, and that's all I liked. I knew I wasn't attracted to dudes, but I cared so much about what people thought about me back then. I thought they would think it'd be weird if I was only attracted to girls. So I was like, okay, I'm bisexual. I threw that out there in 7th grade. But how I knew that I liked girls the whole time? Yo, because in 7th grade, when I started talking to, like, my first actual crush, I don't know, and it was a girl, by the way, and I had my, not even first kiss, because my first kiss was with my neighbor, like I said, a long time ago, but this, I mean, to me, it was kind of like my first kiss. That relationship that I had with that girl lasted like 2 months. I broke her heart. I was a player.
I am the one.
You know what it is, fam, gang, gang, gang. So 8th grade comes around and there's a new student, and this new student happened to be gay, and I was scared as fuck because I hadn't even came out of the closet, you know. So I decided to open up to this guy after a few weeks of getting to know him, of course, but you know how you are back in 8th grade, you'll trust everyone, and whatever. I opened up to this guy and I was like, hey, like, dude, I like girls. And he was like, oh my god, like, really? That's so cool. Well, this motherfucker told everyone the next day. So people were like, hey, is it true that you like girls? And me caring about everyone's opinion, automatically I responded, what? No, that's gross. Like, what? I wouldn't know. I don't like girls, I like boys. I started getting old, so finally I sat down with my circle of friends and I was like, hey, you know what? I like girls, I'm a lesbian. And they were like, oh, we knew that. I'm sure they did. I mean, I would be in the middle of the field with my crush, holding her hand, or riding the bus home and we'd be holding hands. I'd save a spot for her, you know, that 8th grade love shit. That's the bullshit that I was on. That's how I came out in 8th grade. In 8th grade, I had started dating another female. At the time, I was using my sister's old phone to talk to her, and sooner or later, my sister wanted her phone back, and I was still logged into Facebook, and there are all these messages, and I had been talking to her then and there, like, hey, I love you. The last message that I had sent out to her was me saying I love you, and my sister was like, hey, I want my old phone back. I was like, shit, like, oh my god. She made me give it back to her, and that's how she saw the messages, and she found out that I like girls, so she went to go tell my mom. Then my mom confronted me about it, and I told my mom, like, yeah, I like girls. And that was that. My mom found out that I like girls in 8th grade. Thought it was a phase then, but... So, let's fast forward to my freshman year. My mom still thinks it's a phase, and she was like, you need a man in your life, blah, blah, blah. Not like that, but she was just like, you need a boyfriend, like, no fucking girls, because I was always with bros. So, being pressured from my mom so much, I started to talk to this guy, and I was only talking to him for a while. I mean, I thought I liked him, but there was no attraction there whatsoever. I liked him as a person, and he was a cool dude, but more like a homie to me. I didn't see him as anything beyond that. So, finally, I broke it to him, like, hey, you know what, it's not working out, I'm sorry. And at that point, I was like, alright, so for sure I don't like dudes, for sure. So I threw that bisexual title off me, like, I'm lesbian, that's what I am. Cool, I figured it out. You may be thinking, what about your dysphoria? Were you always dysphoric? No, I wasn't. So, as a kid, like, obviously not going through puberty, I wasn't dysphoric about my body. That shit didn't really start kicking in until my junior year. My sophomore year, I still had my long hair. I was identifying as a female and a lesbian, and nothing really happened. My mom still didn't believe me. I hadn't even gone through that much puberty my sophomore year. It wasn't until my junior year where I started to change drastically. So at the end of summer of 2015, which was my sophomore year, I started to work out a lot. Here are some pictures of my body. Yeah, so obviously I didn't have fat up here or in my behind. And again, I wasn't dysphoric about anything. I was proud of my body, so I exposed it. I was like, yo, I almost got abs. Now I don't. Like, this is what I have now. Not too bad. Relationships in high school for me were not the greatest. I had one serious relationship throughout high school. The girls that I had dated my freshman year and my sophomore year were very short-term relationships, and it was never anything serious at all. You good, bro? Look it up. But anyway, yeah, those relationships weren't even that serious. So my junior year, oh, so I forgot to mention this at the beginning of the video, and you guys are gonna need to know this. My freshman year, I was in an academy for like 2 weeks because the people in that class really annoyed the shit out of me. And at that time, I used to care about what a lot of people said about me. It wasn't until my junior year that I stopped giving a fuck about what anyone said and started doing me, and I was like, fuck everyone. Yeah. So my junior year, I got back into the academy. And when I got back into the academy, my whole schedule had to change because if you're in the academy, you get certain teachers, like better teachers. So my whole schedule had to change. So I switched back, and initially my period was 4th for art, but when my schedule changed, it changed me to 5th. And in that class, I met a girl who would soon become my girlfriend and who I would date for almost all of my junior year and her senior year. Towards the end of that relationship is when I had finally decided to cut my hair and dress a little bit different, so that's why I'm telling you guys this. I'm not bringing it up because I want to talk about it, but it's kind of part of the story, so stay with me. Alright, so I remember in that relationship being so comfortable, and I began to finally step fucking up. I always wanted to dress like how I dress now, like a male, because that's how I felt. And I finally decided to cut my hair. Like, I just grew balls in this relationship. I felt confident. When I had already cut my hair and all that good shit, I had started to feel the dysphoria big time. In that relationship, sure, I became comfortable, but I ended up gaining a lot of weight. And that weight went in certain places that began to make me feel very uncomfortable with myself and my appearance. And that's what triggered my dysphoria. And it just went off like... I was so fucking dysphoric, dude. I couldn't even look at my reflection in the mirror. I would look at my chest and I'd be like, oh, like, I just want to rip it off. And I would hate to shower because, and then I come into my room and my mirror's right here and I just gotta look at my nasty body. And I was just so dysphoric. And at that point, I knew something was up. I was like, yo, why am I feeling like this? And yo, why am I starting to get like weird about my voice? I hate hearing it in video. I don't even watch these videos that I post. I edit them, I post them, and I don't watch them again because I'm dysphoric about my voice right now. Good thing it's changing. So anyway, senior year, I knew something was up. So the summer before I went into my senior year, I had came across a video on YouTube of a trans dude who was taking testosterone. And when I first saw this video, man, I was like, whoa, hormone replacement therapy? What? You can do that? Y'all don't even know how fucking dumb I felt. So when I saw that video, I was like, yo, there's nothing wrong with you, dude. I told myself, I was like, there's nothing wrong with you, man. You're normal. You're just transgender. And it's fine. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, dude. But at that time, I was like, yo, okay, there's nothing wrong with me, but I'm never gonna be able to come out of the closet. I was like, dude, are you kidding me? My mom will lose her shit when I tell her. And she ended up telling me exactly this. How are you gonna go from being a lesbian to a boy? Well, I'll tell you this. All I knew growing up is that I was attracted to girls and that I was biologically a girl. That's all I knew. So, put two and two together, I'm a lesbian, boom. I thought I had it all figured out and shit, no. Got into high school, started experimenting with dudes, didn't feel it, so the title lesbian felt right, and I was like, alright, cool. But, nah, dude, one day, I just got educated, and I was like, yo, this is right. This is why I don't feel comfortable in my own skin. This is why I'm so unsatisfied with every part of my life. Dude, when I came out, that's because my dysphoria started to affect every aspect of my life. And I needed to do something about it. I had to come out. I was sick of hearing female pronouns and I was sick of everything. It affected me mentally, it affected me socially. I wouldn't even want to go out with people because I was like, I know I'm going to be referred to as a girl. I know I'm going to hear that pronoun at least one time that we hang out. And I know that they're probably going to call me by my birth name. And I was angry. I was sad. And now I'm so much happier that I'm out. It's crazy. But at that time, I was like, okay, cool. I got it figured out. Now what the fuck am I going to do? I held that shit in until I wanted to explode. And it started to affect my relationship very, very badly. Which is why I was so scared to come out to my girlfriend, because I entered that relationship identifying as a female and claiming to be a lesbian. Now, I met this girl almost exactly a year from now. I started talking to this girl, her name is Susie, my girlfriend, at the beginning of my senior year. And everything was Gucci, dude. Like, we were Gucci. Except I had found out that I had my revelation a few weeks prior to entering this relationship, and I knew that I wanted to do something about it, but I kind of held back because I was scared to come out to my girlfriend. But finally, we're gonna go back to 2 months ago. In July, I came out. Before I came out on social media, I did come out to my girlfriend, and she told me she knew the whole time. She was like, I knew it. And I was like, bet. But yeah, coming out to my family was wild. My brothers, now that I've been on testosterone for almost 2 months, One of my brothers is kind of like talking to me more. He doesn't live with me anymore. He lives in Pomona, but when he comes to visits, he talks to me more, and like he was about to say my birth name, but he didn't say it, which, hey, it's progress. I get it. It's kind of weird calling me by different pronouns because he's been calling me something else for 18 years, you know? But he's coming around, which makes me so fucking happy. And my mom, holy shit, my mom has come around so fucking much. I didn't tell you guys, but almost 2 months ago, I kind of got kicked out of my house and I left for like 3 days, but my dad kept calling me, so that's why I came back. But now it's been going really well. My mom calls me Alex, my mom calls me Mijo, which means son in Spanish, and my dad does too, and my sisters do, and my brother, the one that lives with me, him and I don't get along too well, but maybe things will get better if they don't. Honestly, whatever, that's life. I have other people that love me, and I'm not gonna let one person bring me down, even if it's my brother. And if it's family, I'm not gonna let anyone bring me down. I don't give a fuck who you are not gonna get in between my happiness and I. Stay tuned for my next video, which is gonna be tomorrow. It's gonna be lit as fuck. It's gonna be my 2 months on T, and yeah. So that was my coming out story. It was pretty long. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, comment below. I'll reply to you. If you need anyone to talk to, hop in my DMs on Twitter or on Instagram, or you can add me on Snapchat. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're not already subscribed, what are you doing, fam? Just go subscribe. Like, I know you want to come back and watch my videos. I know you do. Peace out.